head news anchor of WZZMK9 News, bringing you news on the hour, every day. Today we have a special guest, medical professor with a master's degree in Chinese studies, Miss Vanessa Begovich. Tell me, Miss Begovich, what are you working on right now, currently at the moment?
Well, Chloe, right now I happen to be studying the ancient tradition of Chinese foot binding in women's history.
Tell me, Miss Begovich, why did these women do this to themselves? I mean, isn't it painful?
Well, of course it's painful, Chloe. See, foot binding is a very gruesome process. It was started before the arch of the foot had a chance to fully develop, usually between the ages of 2 and 5. See, binding was started usually during the winter months so that the feet pain would not be as extreme. This was a prehistoric form of painkillers.
Oh my goodness, Miss Begovich. Please, go on.
Oh, I will, Chloe. First, each foot would be soaked in a mixture of herbs and animal blood to soften the foot before the binding. Then, the toenails were cut back as far as they can to prevent infections of ingrown toenails, since the toes were pressed as far as they could into the shoe. Doing that these days wouldn't be as much fun, now would it, Chloe?
No, it wouldn't.
To prepare the young lady for what was to come next, each of her feet was gently massaged. Cotton bandages were prepared beforehand and the herb mix. To make sure the size of the feet were reduced, the toes were brought under the sole and pressed tightly down into the shoe, thus breaking the toes. This was all done without the use of pain relief and was extremely painful with the girl and her bound feet. Then, afterwards, the arch of the foot was broken and bandages come into play. See, the bandages were tightly wrapped around the foot, and then the girl was made to stand on her feet, so thus that the feet would be broken even more. Also, without the use of pain relief. When the binding was finished, the end of the bandage was sewn into the rest of the bandaging so the girl wouldn't be tempted to pull the bandages off. As the wet bandages dried, they tightened, making it even tighter for the girl with the bound feet.
Oh my goodness! What are the health risks that coincide with this tradition? I mean, can women die from it?
Possibly, Chloe. See, the main health risk is infection. It starts in the toes because of ingrown toenails, and thus causes the toes to become soft and then possibly rot and fall off. But this was seen as a positive in Chinese culture because then the toes could be reduced to even smaller sizes.
Miss Begovich, what does this gruesome process look like? I mean, did you bring anything with you today to show us and the audience?
I did, Chloe. I brought some x-rays and some pictures. See, right here is an x-ray of a woman with bound feet. As you can see, the arch has been broken and pushed upwards. I also have a picture of the feet bound, and you can see the toes curled right under the sole. Can you see the toes curled underneath the sole? Here you can see a woman with regular feet and a woman with bound feet.
I would have to say, Miss Begovich, I would rather be a woman with a bigger foot than a woman with a bound foot.
Exactly. I cannot agree more with you.
Alrighty, y'all. Our producers have found somebody in the audience who is willing to have a little conversation with us on this gruesome topic right after this viewing.
New product that's sweeping the Chinese nation? Then you are looking for nunchucos. Nunchucos is a new type of weapon that can help you defeat your opponents. Nunchuko no work. So call 944-495 to get your nunchucos done.
Now we're back. Hopefully that was an entertaining commercial. I certainly enjoyed it.
I sure thought so too, Chloe.
We have somebody down from the audience, a Miss Clara DeVita Krug. Miss Clara, what are the questions you have for Miss Begovich today?
Well, first I'd have to ask, what is the point of foot binding?
Well, in ancient Chinese culture, having small feet was seen as being a delicate, dainty girl, and that most men found that very attractive. Young women, being easily swayed, decided to go to very extreme conditions.
Did all girls have to go through with this horrible process?
Not all girls, only the ones mostly coming from rich families. Girls who worked in the fields didn't have the time to walk around on broken feet all the time.
But what about boys? Did they have to go through this too?
No, actually they didn't. This is a purely womanized tradition.
Well, Miss DeVita Krug, do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm satisfied. Thank you.
This is Chloe Mortensen signing off from WZZMK9 News. Have a good night, y'all.